welcome to another episode of Live at Evolution. I'm your host, Dominica, and joining me today in the studio are the members of Li, a punk rock band with some progressive rock influence. And I mean, if you couldn't tell by my Rush shirt, I do love progressive rock. So I think that it's really cool that you guys are kind of mixing a little bit of those two very different styles. So should we just get right into it and hear what it sounds like?
Yeah, for sure.
This is Wanna Lie.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Kill me with my credit score. I've got what I can afford. Use me up till I'm no more. It's better than being ignored. My poor guilt consumes me, and I'm not sure who I'm supposed to be. Choking from this suit and tie, I'm a sellout, and I wanna lie. La 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 lie. La 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 lie. Not too far in a little room, somewhere between life and death. Slit your wrist, stab yourself. Doesn't make a difference after all. My poor guilt consumes me, and I'm not sure who I'm supposed to be. Joking from this suit and tie, I'm a sellout, and I wanna lie. La 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 lie. La 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 lie. My poor guilt consumes me, and I'm not sure who I'm supposed to be. Choking from this suit and tie, I'm a sellout, and I wanna lie. La 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 lie. La 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 lie. My poor guilt consumes me, and I'm not sure who I'm supposed to be. Joking from this suit and tie, I'm a sellout, and I wanna lie. La 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 lie. La 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 lie. Think about yourself and how you need help. Maybe one day the pain will go away. Overanalyze, it might be your demise. Can't stop these gears grinding in your mind. Now I know we've got no control of our thoughts. They got OCD. Think about your health and how you need help. Maybe one day the pain will go away. Overanalyze, the psycho inside is what your brain's telling your stupid mind. Now I know we've got no control of our thoughts. They got OCD. Need a lock the jaw, think I'm immature. Counter with the pain, there's no one else to blame. Teeth are falling out, obsessing about how the world control of our lives. We got OCD.
That was a great performance. Very loud, but that's in the punk rock spirit, right?
Sorry to the other students in the other room. JK, I'm not sorry.
So before we kind of get talking about your music, do you guys want to go around and introduce yourselves? And you know what, let's make it interesting. Throw in maybe like a fun or unusual, maybe weird fact about yourself.
Okay.
Oh no.
Start with Mr. Kootenai in the back.
Oh man.
We Colin's sick.
Yeah.
Mr. Colin's sick. You got any fun, interesting facts about yourself?
Facts. Let me see here.
I used to live on the Trans-Canada Trail, and it was also the first block ever in my small town of Castlegar. So I grew up on the corner where the first 3 buildings of the entire city was ever created.
Up next, we have Mr. Jet Whitfield.
Jet Whitfield. Yeah, from Toronto. Interesting facts. I got none. Basically been playing my whole life, and here I am.
Here's a fun fact. He's my dad.
There we go.
Is he
There we
actually?
go.
Yeah, he's actually my dad.
Oh.
And then up next, we have Mr. Rob Clark, a man I met in a parking lot once. That's how I always introduce him. One of the best bass players I know. Used to play in Removal. Wicked band if you haven't heard of them. Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, check them out.
Hello. Interesting facts. I don't know. Toured a lot. That's about it.
All that we can say on the radio.
He doesn't
okay.
remember most of where he's been.
You met him in a parking lot? What,
Yeah, we
what's
always
that?
say that.
What's that?
No. We met through actually both Jet, and Rob were in a band together originally. I was not in it, and then that's what became Li.
Oh.
So yeah, that was I kind of
It
just
didn't quite take off, unfortunately.
It didn't. It didn't get its flight pattern.
yeah. Chai Pig was supposed to sing in that, so I'm like the next best thing. Chai Pig from SNFU.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, buddy. So yeah, anything else you want to say before?
Well, I was, what's it like being?
You are Elias Fox.
Oh yeah,
Whitfield.
I'm Elias Fox as well.
Yeah, you
I
have to
forgot to
introduce you as
introduce
well. You are the lead singer, so a little bit important.
It's kind of important.
Yeah. No, I was wondering, what is it like being in a punk rock band in 2023? Because, obviously punk, when it first started, it was very much about, it was a musical style, but also very much like a movement, like let's stick it to the man, and, yeah, exactly. And kind of being rebellious and going against the norm. But I don't know if it has the same edge today that it used to have. What's your take on
It
that?
definitely doesn't, because like punk, once pop punk came out in like the 90s or even before that with Ramones, it definitely like there was a little more palatability. So even like with us, we play some heavy rock stuff, but like Wanna Lie is definitely more poppy. So like, yeah, I don't know, like the punk is definitely different now. It's still the same style, but like, yeah, slightly different. More palatable to masses, I think now.
People lost their edge.
Yeah, edge doesn't exist as so much anymore. But yeah.
Well, show us some edge then.
Okay.
What are we on to?
You want to scream?
Okay, here we
Yeah,
go.
this is some edge. This is like, thank goodness for being alive during COVID.
Yeah,
that kind of
during
sucked.
COVID, I almost snapped. So I wrote this because basically everybody was getting on everybody about either being vaccinated or not being vaccinated. Everybody wanted to pick on everybody. So I just said,
In, deep, stop, let it all go. Breathe in, deep, let it all go. Take one step in front of the next. Move ahead with no regret. Lead the past and hold a glass up high. Staying alive, can't survive if you keep on pointing broken fingers in your side. Need an ointment, you disjointed political minds on opposite sides. Now breathe in, deep, stop, let it all go. Breathe in, deep, stop, let it all go. Take one step in front of the next. Move ahead with no regret. Need the past and hold a glass up high. Stay alive, can't survive if you keep on pointing broken fingers in your side. Need an ointment, you disjointed political minds on opposite side. Now breathe in, deep stop. Let it all go. Breathe in. Deep stop. Let it all go. Take one step in front of the next. Move ahead with no regret. Leave the past and hold a glass up high. We're staying alive. Can't survive if you keep on pointing broken fingers in your side. Need an ointment, here to join and political minds on opposite side. Now breathe in, deep stop, let it all go. Breathe in, deep stop, let it all go. Breathe. Just love everyone. Woo. Oh, and then this is another COVID song. So we sent a lot of songs to each other during COVID because we had nothing else to do. And I actually got sick and remember just coughing up a storm, feeling like garbage. And I wrote this song about it. It's called Blood Lungs. Oh no, I think it's in the air, but no one seems to care. Grab a 42 sustain, don't even wanna try and explain. Think I flushed my blood effectively with all this misery, respectively. Screw you, I think we're through. Buckle up, this won't be over soon. Tell me I'll be fine, don't think it's happening this time. Maybe all this bleach will make it fade away. Lungs are sick, I'm coughing up a fit. Smoke a joint to numb the pain. Counterproductive, don't try and explain. Bleeding from my lungs, I think I'm dumb. Home alone ain't really all that fun. Especially when you've got blood lungs, blood lungs, blood lungs, blood lungs.
So did you guys those both songs wrote during COVID?
Yeah, pretty much. We were lucky enough to have a studio where we could jam every week. So there was a period like when lockdown first happened, it was like, don't go anywhere. And we just sent each other songs over that. So that's how we wrote that one. And then we got into a studio and just kind of jammed around for
Actually, we
about
even
a year.
did the video that's on YouTube,
Yeah.
all in different homes.
Yeah,
like-
because we couldn't see each other. So we were literally like, just pick up the microphone here. And it sounds a little off because we had to like send each other. Like
it was totally a cut
it
and
was-
paste job.
the bass was done on a phone recorder,
I was
wasn't
getting
it?
on my pad.
Oh, your iPad? Yeah. So we just used that. And so it's
Ah.
like a little sloppy, but in punk rock way.
Like a little Zoom music video?
Yeah, Zoom
COVID
music video. Yeah.
So how was that time for you guys? Like, do you think it made you stronger as a band, or did you have any challenges that you faced? Because like, during that time, it's like friendships ended, people got divorced, like there was so much turmoil. And, I can imagine for bands, it was really difficult as well.
You just have to keep going.
Yeah.
Around and like doing nothing. And
There
writing
was
songs.
no option other than that, and we also we didn't have anywhere we had to be. So it
Yeah.
was
Like,
might as well pick up a guitar and play.
yeah, and it was really nice to have that place to go. So like, and because like we were each other's bubble, it was like nice because at the end of the day, if it was just like, hey, I need to write a song or I need to not be by myself because we don't know what will happen. Yeah, weird times. Glad to be out of it. And like the one good thing about COVID is I feel like people are actually excited about music again. Like when you go to a show, people are like there before the show starts. That people are like just
That's
amped. Like,
true.
I don't
Yeah.
know anyone here. I just want to be somewhere. So I think that was one like good thing that came out of it is that people actually like care again.
Totally. I
Yeah.
think like we're all more thankful that
Totally.
like live music exists, and just to be there in that moment and experience it, it's like amazing, right?
Yeah, on
Yeah.
Friday
So-
night you're not going to watch Netflix. Right?
Yeah,
You're gonna
exactly.
actually go do something.
Have you guys been to any like really cool shows lately?
We played one was it Friday? Friday at Lanaloo's. So we played with Motorama. They were awesome. And the Me Bats. So that was good. We played at a couple other gigs, but like literally our first show was supposed to be the week COVID hit. Like it was
Wow.
right then. And we're like, well, I guess we're not playing that show. So yeah, it definitely like we couldn't play for a very long time, but now it's been picking up and good again.
Okay, so
Yeah.
when did you guys start playing again? Like recently, or
When we did our first show back, I guess it was a year ago
whenever restrictions
November,
got lifted
the,
was when
restrictions were still kind of half. You could
Yeah,
only
you
have
couldn't
half
dance.
the people there, and you couldn't get out of
couldn't
your
dance.
chair, and
it was illegal.
it was weird.
Footloose?
It was weird. Yeah, yeah.
It was weird to go, hey, don't dance or else you're doing something against
Yeah.
the law.
And I mean,
Which is
you had
weird
to
for a
have your
punk band.
mask on when you're going to the bathroom, but not when you're sitting down. Like, that didn't make any sense. So.
But yeah.
Yeah, interesting. So, you know, you guys have released a handful of singles
Mhm.
and then your debut EP, A Mild Panic Attack. Interesting name. What's the inspiration behind that?
Who has a mild panic attack? That's always the thing that made me laugh. I wrote down because it's like, because the album was short, so I'm like mild, and it just was kind of blah all out, and I'm like, well, I think I told you to you, and you're like, who has a mild panic attack? I'm like, well, that's just kind of funny. I don't know. So it just
not works.
yeah.
It's just low blood sugar at that point.
yeah, exactly. Come for the diabetic.
Yeah, is there any like theme or concept on that EP?
No, it's funny because a lot of the stuff I didn't know what I was writing about in like it just kind of spew out of me, and then I figured it out like later. So like there was a few different things. It was all things coming to an end. We were in a band together before that. Some of it was about the end of that band. Some of it was just about
I forgot about that.
COVID. Some of it was about, you know, selling out in jobs. That one of lies like that because I remember going to an interview with a suit and tie wearing, and he was like, "I'm gonna sell stuff to people that don't need it," and I'm like, "Why am I doing this?" So I luckily didn't get that job. It was the only time I'm like, I hope that I never hear from you again. Yeah. So good times.
Yeah, so Li, where did that name come from as well? Because like, and also you guys spell it because like with the Li and then the
the most
backwards, what is it,
confusing thing.
3? Yeah, we're like trying to figure out like how do we say this name?
Don't
And-
forget to give RD props for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Artie, a friend of ours who he actually played on some of our songs for a period and then did some music videos for us. Phenomenal man. He met me for the first time and I'm like, "Hi, my name's Elias." And he heard Lie. I don't know why he heard that, but he goes, "Your band should be called that. You should be called Lie." And so we just kind of went off of that. And then there was another band in town that had a similar name. It wasn't Lie, but just to distinct against. We did the Li3, which also on a periodic table is lithium. So that we thought would be cool.
Not
But-
that we have any.
But yeah, so
yeah, no, and like, well, I saw the Li and I was like, yeah, like it could be lithium. Like, do they have like a Nirvana thing going on or
that's
something?
exactly.
I was
I'm
like,
so
I don't know,
happy.
which would be cool.
Yeah, we
But
should cover that.
yeah.
Or a
So,
Tesla battery.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah, do you guys want to go ahead and play some more music
Yeah.
for us? Some Nirvana, maybe? You know, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
This is Faith is a Drug.
Drugs are faith the same way. Faith is a drug. You might say, you might say, you might say, you might say, you might say. Cheer up, boy, you're ready to destroy your hopes and dreams. Down on your knees, 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 yeah. Drugs are faith, the same way. Faith is a drug. You might say, you might say, you might say, you might say, you might say. Life is a high risk, low reward situation. Life is a high risk, low reward situation. Cheer up, boy, you're ready to destroy your hopes and dreams. Down on your knees. stand. Now I wanna be your dog. Now I wanna be your dog. Now I wanna be your dog. So come on.
Awesome. I heard a little bit more. I feel like a little prog sound
Yeah.
on there, definitely. So where did that like who's the prog guy in the band?
That dude for sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
Bass.
The prog bass man. Yeah, so where did that even originate from?
What's that?
The Faith is a Drug. I think that started just out of me. Yeah.
That was the original.
No, that was a conversation we had.
'Cause
and about religion, basically.
Well, yeah, that's where it started. I remember actually a friend of mine too, Alan, who comes to our shows on occasion. We were chatting about it, and he, we're basically how drugs and religion can be sometimes construed as the same thing. And you know, everyone has vices in life, no matter what.
Not me.
No, none. So I've always found that very interesting. Is when some people give up certain things, they will just find something new to become their new addiction. No judgment. But yeah, my buddy one night we went, faith is a drug the same way, or drugs are faith the same way. Faith is a drug, you might say. And then another friend of ours that night went, life is a high risk, low reward situation. I'm like, that's a lyric. I need that.
Yeah, who is
that's
that?
all.
Who is that?
I forget the dude's name. I haven't seen him since, but this really nice guy at the party we were just chatting with and talking things that could be songs.
Right on.
Do you guys often get influence from like little moments like that? Kind
All
of
the time. Yeah. Usually like you'll be sitting and you just have to like something pops up and you're like, I need a piece of paper or phone now. And sometimes it's at inopportune moments at like work and you're like, oh, I have the best idea for a song.
And sometimes it's literally 4 words and you just write them down and then it'll come back like 3 months later and be like, oh, I like those 4 words. Let's do something, right?
Or you'll go, what was I thinking?
Yeah, well, there's that too. Or why can't I read my writing?
I've had those moments before too, so I know what you're talking about. Yeah, do you guys ever like do writing sessions together, or do you kind of just like bring your own ideas and then kind of put them together?
We definitely do write together sometimes, but then a lot of times it'll be like Rob will send over a bass riff or like we'll send over something, or I'll have like a lyric, or we'll have like a beat and we just write around that. And yeah, it's different every time. Like I wouldn't say there's like a process by any means. It's just whatever fumbles out of our mouths.
Gotcha.
Or basses or guitars or whatever.
Yeah. So what's next for you guys? Are you guys planning on releasing some more stuff, more shows? Like what's in your future?
We have like, I'd say we have about an album ready to record, but it's just finances are always hard, especially being in bands. So we basically are going to try to do another EP in the next couple of months. We have all the songs written. We have like tons, like more than we need, but it's just now boiling down the ones that we want and recording them. Yeah. So hopefully in the next year we'll have something next couple months.
And we don't actually right now have any shows coming up that we know of, but in May we're going to be doing something at Green Auto, new place in Vancouver that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Green Auto.
Green Auto, yeah, it's basically an art. Used to be a body shop, at one point, and now it's an art sort of thing going on.
Yeah.
They do set design for movies and stuff like that too. So.
And they pay their bands appropriately, which is always very nice. Not all venues do that.
Fascinating. So I guess catch you guys at Green Auto in May?
In May.
But I don't know the exact date.
We don't know the date yet. We're still fleshing out.
All right. Can we get a preview of what we might hear maybe?
This is Grenadine Tears. This was probably the oldest song the band ever has. The slowest, the most poppiest. This song's grown on me over the years.
Trying to do, waking up to another excuse, trying to be perfect. It ain't even worth it. Laura called you home. At least you're not ignored like some stupid reject. Please have little respect for the person you become. Passing out been. You used to be mine. Now you're just a memory left behind. When you live in the void, there's no room to be paranoid. Cleaning the gutters, getting by, looking ahead to the day you die. Day you die.
I want to ask you, what was the most punk rock moment you've ever had in your life? To each of you.
Waking up.
I stayed at Jello by House a couple times.
Oh, nice.
From Dead Kennedys. When we played in San Francisco, we were on tour with No Means No, and they, of course, knew each other and sort of talked to you. Talking to him, he knows the story. But yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty neat. I'm sitting there like, why am I in this house? What am I doing here? It's just weird.
Was that when you were playing with, when you were touring with No Means No?
Yeah. And we played this one place, I think it was in L.A., the Launchpad, and Green Day showed up.
Oh yeah, didn't
Yeah, they bought all our stuff. They're nice guys. Yeah.
Sweet.
But because No Means No was playing with us, so they wanted to see them, of course. But then, cool, whatever. But they seemed to like us, bought all our stuff, and it was all good. Because we ran into the drummer earlier that day wandering around in some comic shop, buying everything in sight. And he's got this car out front covered in stickers, like pretty expensive car, but it was just covered in punk rock stickers. I'm like, good, that's pretty funny. So I wonder who this guy is. Going there is, of course, a drummer from Green Day. It's like, oh, okay. But,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, and he said, well, I'm in a band. It's like, yeah, man, we know what band you're in. Because we were talking. He goes, you guys look like musicians. Because we were just on tour for about 2 weeks and we're just gross looking. So it's like, hey, band guys. But yeah, exactly. Kind of shiny black pants because, can't do laundry too much.
All right, so I did go to a punk rock show. It was a BC place. Is it possible that did the Sex Pistols ever play after losing a member, and did they get another bass player and just start touring again?
I don't
or was
know.
I dreaming? I went to it.
Came back.
What's that?
The original bass player came back.
Oh, okay. So
Original
it was
bass.
something like that. So I was at the show and I was wearing my Dayglows punk rock T-shirt,
Nice.
and I ran into that band that was on my shirt. And then so the drummer of that band turned around and said, hey, that's me. And that's him. And that's that guy over there. So I got to meet the band that was on my shirt while at a punk rock show. And so we were both there for the same band. And that was my punk rock moment. It was really awesome.
I had a Gibson Les Paul gold top thrown off of the 25th story of a building once.
By who?
A girlfriend. Well, an ex at that moment.
Yeah, that sounds about
But
right.
yeah. It's still in pieces. It's in Toronto still in pieces in a box.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh no, that hurts.
That really,
It really
does.
did.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys coming in today and
Thanks
having
for
this
having us.
conversation
Yeah,
with
thanks
me.
for
It
having
was
us.
awesome. I liked to learn about your music and what you guys do. And it's always nice to talk with fellow musicians, as a musician, and kind of scratch that itch of just needing to talk about music all the
Yeah,
time,
totally.
right? So I really appreciate that. And before we go, where can we follow you on socials and where can we find your music?
Li Band is going to be on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. Li3 Band. Yeah. So, yeah, follow us, like us, do whatever you want to do. Have a good time.
So thank you so much for watching and listening to this episode of Live at Evolution. I'm your host, Dominica, and until next time, stay punk rock.